Marriage benefits men, and I'll tell you why I think that marriage benefits men. I'm speaking this as a Xhosa lady married into a Xhosa family, and I'm not speaking this to shame any culture. I'm very proud to be a Xhosa woman, and I love my husband, and I love the family that I am married into. But culturally, as a people, I feel like some of the things, they are just there to oppress women and to make them feel out of place. Because when you ask the elders, nobody seems to know the exact reasons as to why some of the things are done in a certain manner. And then you are left asking questions: is this even a thing? Or was it meant to humble women? Let's dive into why I think marriage benefits men. The reason number one, before I get to the reasons, I just want to tell you that I've written down my reasons because I didn't think that I would remember all of them if I start recording. So I'm going to read from this piece of paper that I have. Number one, you as a woman are expected to leave your home. You leave your home and you go and join a new family, a family that you don't know. Maybe you have been dating your husband for quite a while, but you know him, but you've never really met your new family. So that is a difficult thing, and you have to sort of find your way into this new family. That is not easy. You feel out of place. You have to learn the new people. You have to find your feet in this new family, because every family member have a role that they play in their family. So you have to find your role in this new family. In your family, your old family, you knew what your role was, but now your role has changed. That's number one. Number two, you have to change your name and your surname. I got married when I was 30 years old, and I have been answering for 30 years to the name Nonzukiso Mali. Now I have to change my name, and ndakisutsik emzini wam ndanikwa negama kwathiwa ndinguZenande Baliso. Now that is a new name that I have to answer to. Part of it, it's sad. It's sad because it's like stripping away my identity. What I've known for 30 years, I have to leave it behind. It is almost taboo for someone to refer to me as Unonzukiso. It is like they're disrespecting me. But to me, as Unonzukiso, somehow I feel sad that I have to change this name that I've known for all my life to answer to a different name, a name that I've just been given. I know it's something beautiful, it's something to celebrate. But I, as a person that had to change my name, that had to answer to a new name, it has a different meaning to me. There is some sort of sadness within that process because I feel like a part of me is dying. Number three, you have to change the way you dress. Um, if you were a person that liked mini skirts, jeans, and whatever, you have to forget about them. You are expected to have long dresses on, long sleeve tops, and you are expected to cover your hair, cover your head with the kop doogie. And some would go as far as you can't even um, show this. If you've maybe had your edges done, you can't even show your edges. You have to cover all of your hair all the time. The dresses must be long. You have to have a scarf. A scarf is when you are fully dressed. A scarf is long dresses. Now imagine you are in summer and you have to be up and down in the home. It's very hot. You are wearing long dresses and long sleeve shirts. You are sweating, but also you have to be up and down in your garments. How does that make you feel? Are you happy about that? I know I wasn't. Yes, we serve and we respect our culture and what it says, but who is it serving really? Are you happy in that situation, burning and feeling like I can't take this anymore? But it's something that you have to because you said yes to a man. You said forever and always. Is it serving you? Is it benefiting you? Number four, now with this new wardrobe change, you can't really do anything that you want. So says Lalin, I can't go to the gym because it's very far. Now I want to run outside. I want to do a jog or whatever. I can't jog because one, umfazi obalekayo, it is unseen. Number two, you can't jog because you can't wear the comfortable clothing for jogging. That's the second one. What is your mental health going to do to you if you are a person that relies on keeping active in order to heal their mental health, in order to clear their minds? How is that going to affect you? So you can't exercise, because even if you exercise, you have to have a certain room dedicated to that. There's people in the household coming in and out, so you don't really have the privacy. How is that benefiting you? Are you happy with that setup? Number five, you are told to leave your unmarried friends. You are told to leave your unmarried friends. Now you leaving your home, you leaving the way you dress. Now you are told not to be friends with your unmarried friends. Umfazi akachomani namandombi. What is that? How is that going to affect you emotionally? How is that going to affect you spiritually? Because you grew up maybe with this friend or with these friends. They are part of your community. But kuthiwa umfazi akachomani namandombi. Izakwenza uzive njani loo nto leyo? How are you then going to find other people that are like-minded? Because you find that there are people, married people, but you don't connect with them the way that you've connected with your friend of 20 years, the one who knows everything about you, the one who was there when you lost your mother, the one who was there when you lost your father, the one who was there when you suffered together. Now you're expected to make new friends. How is that going to be good for you? That is why I say marriage benefits men. Because if we are to look at men and look at how their lives are changing while married, how are they changing? Men don't change their friends. Men don't stop what they were doing. If they wanted to go to taverns or pubs or wherever, nothing changes because nobody is talking to them. They're talking to the women. The men can have their old friends. The men can do whatever they want. The men can go wherever they want. And also the men gets to have someone at home who's cooking for them, who's cleaning for them, who's doing everything for them. Hence I say marriage benefits men. But now we're in a society where marriage benefits men. It is up to you to make sure that your own marriage is not going to be like other marriages. It's not going to benefit just one person. You are each going to get benefits from this marriage. It is up to you to fight for that place, to fight for that right, to make sure that you are happy in your marriage. Because if you're not happy in your marriage, you're going to want to step up. You're going to want to step out. You're going to want to leave because it doesn't serve you. Now make sure that your marriage serves you. Make sure that you speak up for yourself. If you're not if you are uncomfortable with something, speak up for yourself. If down letters, write down WhatsApp messages, but make sure that communication is had. Because if you're going to be in your head all the time, you're going to resent your partner. You're going to resent the institution of marriage. Yes, we are Black people. We love our culture. And we often blame our culture that Our culture is beneficial to the certain gender, to men. As much as we are Black people, but let's not take everything that is bad from our culture. Let's take the good and leave the bad. Because if the bad doesn't serve us, then it shouldn't be in our lives. Make sure that you fight for a marriage and make sure that your marriage works for you. I'd like to hear your views on the comment section. Let me know what you think about marriage. As a Black person, what do you think about marriage? As the expectations, as a Black person, what do you think about marriage? I'll see you on the next one. I love you lots. My name is Nonzu Baliso. I love you lots.